Call this meeting of the Orange Township Board of Trustees to order. Today is Wednesday, September 3rd, 2025. Fiscal Officer Batten, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Ringel.
Here.
Trustee Faust. Here. Trustee Knapp. Here.
Will you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our first agenda item are general announcements. Does the board have any general announcements?
So our Founders Festival is coming up on September 27th. Registrations for our vendor fair are through September 12th. You can sign up on the website. Another opportunity to do community things is the Heroes Not Forgotten 5K race that is on October 11th. That's a 4-miler, so we're excited to do that. That raises funds for our Veterans Memorial Fund to keep the upkeep of the memorial, that kind of thing. So a couple different opportunities here in the next 6 weeks or so to do community gatherings.
And not to put you on the spot, Sydney, but don't we have an event that we're partnering with either the Health District or
the Board of Developmental Disabilities?
Yes, yeah. The block party.
Yeah, the block party is 4 to 7. It's at North Orange Park over near the pool. And lots of different vendors and people who provide services for our DD community there as well. So that should be a fun time also.
In the fire open house is October 5th.
Fire open house October 5th. And then, yes, so there's a fundraising night, but
The wings and drinks, do you want to announce?
I don't know if we can announce that or not. Okay. The open house is on October 5th.
And I believe, I'm going to get the name of this business wrong, but there's a ribbon cutting this Friday.
Yeah, I have it.
Is it AMG Therapy?
Yes, AMG Manual Therapy, which is on Enterprise Drive. Their ribbon cutting is at 10 on Saturday, so we're excited to welcome that business into the community.
Yeah, welcome.
And learn more about them.
And they do physical therapy, so it'll be a great addition. Any other general announcements?
I have none.
Okay, seeing none, we have the opportunity for public comment. Do we have any public comment today? Please feel free to come forward. State your name and address, please.
Hello, my name is Sam Albanese. I live at 1966 Mulberry Lane in Lewis Center, and I live at Evans Farm. I'm back. I'm just going to read from a prepared statement that I have. Thank you. So this is a follow-up from the August 20th meeting. In the recorded documentation from the August 20th meeting, you had stated, and I went back to review it, that the county granted a temporary permit, a certificate of occupancy. You thought at that time it was for the building and the electrical. You also said that the county superseded the township zoning requirements as it relates to, I'm talking about Jennings Park and the dust that they have from the parking lot. You also said that the parking lot entranceway is outside their jurisdiction. I want to repeat that. You said the parking lot entranceway is outside their jurisdiction. The Orange Township zoning resolution states under paving, I just want to read that again, that it says that except in Farm Residential District, FR1, and Agriculture Preservation District, A1, all common parking areas and adjacent aisles or driveways shall be paved with asphaltic material or cement. I want to stress again that, and by the way, you had also said that you had not signed off yet on the final resolution. I want to state, and I'm trying to say this with the deep most sincerity and respect, we are breathing air that is not safe. If you see it on your bushes and you see it on your homes, that's just the first sign of what's in the air. As I said before, I was a respiratory therapist for 12 years. I clearly understand micron particle size. Particles that you can't see are still in the air, so I know that Mrs. Harris back here sent videos. I sent a video shortly after I came here, just to give you an indication of just we were walking down the street and there was just a few cars going down, and you could see the dust blowing and the wind carrying it. Multiply that when they have an actual event where you have their parking lot so full that they have their cars parked on the street outside of the entranceway on Piat. The dust is flying everywhere. And my focus is that when you no longer see this dust, people might think, what's the big deal? These dust particles that are micron size stay suspended in the air for up to 2 weeks, and that is documented in the literature, if you don't want to take my word for it. We have a park that's nearby, not 5 houses away from the entranceway where children play. We have all these children around us that are very small, and we have people that are older, like myself, who live in this area. This is not good for our lungs. If it's going on our if it's going on our houses, it's on our bushes, you can believe that we're breathing it. And so what I'd like to say is, based on the township regulations, I don't care about Jennings Park and what kind of money they want to make and what they want to do for their own personal gain. They should have never been allowed to open this without these parking lot being paid. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for a lot. They should have never been able to do this. They needed to follow the regulations that you yourself set up. How the county ever superseded this, do this, is beyond me. And I don't care what Jennings Park says in terms of their leadership. They're out of compliance, and you are the trustees. In closing, I am asking, and we are asking, for a firm deadline for the entrance and the parking lot to be done. And I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Please come forward. If you wouldn't mind stating your name and address.
I'm Julie Harris. I'm at 5731 Pyatt Road in Evans Farm. I was the one that submitted the video. I have several others because that I've taken that might give you a better idea of the dust that he's talking about is generated. To give you an idea, this has greatly diminished our overall quality of life. You know, you might be just thinking dust. I haven't been able to open my windows in my home since January. I haven't been able to sit out on my porch since January. When I go out for a walk, I have to use the backside of my house and leave the front part of the neighborhood just because I feel that in my lungs that Sam's alluding to. And I'm just representing the people on my street, but when I tell you this has become intolerable, there are a lot of us, and we could fill this room and share story after story. I can't understand how this was allowed to happen, how our trustees let the county, as Sam was saying, even allow this to go on for 8 months. What I would like to know is, since they are obviously against the permits and what Sam has talked about with the paving should have been done before it even opened, why are we permitting it to stay open? Why are we allowing this to happen? 3 weeks ago, they had a adult tournament where they had music. I think that you received several complaints about that. It sounded more like a music festival. There were people passed out in my lawn during that. So that's the quality of life that we're enduring. My daughter can't park out front of my house anymore because of the constant, continual path of cars. Many of them are kids racing in and out of there. She doesn't even feel safe parking in front of our home anymore. So I can't understand how we're letting this happen, but I can tell you there's more of us that are ready to come here and just listen. We need answers. We need help. This is going to impact my home value, I'm afraid. So anything you can do to help us, we need this shut down immediately. You guys see how nice the weather is. Imagine if you couldn't even open your windows to enjoy it. And that's what we're dealing with. And if you'd like more videos, I can send you one every night because that's what it looks like every night for hours. So, thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for sending the videos. From those videos, it's an incredibly obvious problem.
Well, thank you for looking at that.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see the dust clouds rolling off the parking way. And I think we've had some additional conversations with legal counsel since our last meeting. I think we have determined that there is a zoning violation and we're looking into pursuing it. Have we received any firm deadlines about fixes for the dust?
Yes, so Administrator Monty and I met with the Jennings Sports Park proprietors last week. They said that paving of that area is supposed to start September 15th.
September 15th
That's
And
a-
how long has this been going on? Like, when did they open?
in March.
Yeah.
Okay. They said January.
Oh, January.
Okay. And when did you guys first complain to the township? When did the residents first complain? Does anyone know? Was it just at the last meeting or before that?
Possibly formally, I'm not sure that emails were sent, and we tried to explore the Delaware County. We did
Okay.
take a nice route and go to Jennings direct.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I know I talked to, oh, wait, do we have another comment up here?
I'm sorry. I want to get a clarification. When you say that there's a deadline, are you saying both for the entrance and the parking lot? Because they had said they had no intentions at this time of paving the parking lot. They were only doing the entrance. And when I made the presentation last trustee meeting, I said they don't have that right to make that decision. They can't decide when they want to and when they want. So he said he said it at the meeting for the residents. He was only doing the entranceway. He had no intentions right now of doing the parking lot. That's his words, not mine.
Robin, can you speak to that?
That is essentially correct from what I understand. So essentially, we need to get an application from them with the documentation they said that they would provide. I'm still waiting on that email from them.
That said they were paving the entrance beginning on the 15th.
Yes.
But not the parking lot?
For the video that I sent you several days after the meeting that I presented here, you can see that when the trucks are going back, that dust doesn't stop. When they're back in the parking lot, that dust is, they're still flying around. It's everywhere. I don't think it's acceptable at all that he gets to keep the parking lot unpaved and he's gonna kind of placate and do the beginning of it where it's gonna be paved. That's unacceptable. He's out of compliance, and we're talking about our lungs and our children's lungs. You guys have got to, it's not acceptable for him to have, I'll do this now, we're gonna do it a little bit later. He is out of compliance based upon your own regulations.
So Robin, did he say he's not paving the parking lot September 15th?
Correct.
That's not acceptable. So I spoke with Michelle last week about this because if you can't live in your own house, I mean, it's terrible. So I discussed with her, they were asking for like a temporary certificate of compliance. And I guess it's true that we can tweak the date on that. We could issue it for like a week with a firm deadline. And if they haven't had it done by, I mean, all of it done by then, can we shut them down because they're not in zoning compliance?
If they're not in zoning compliance, there are options in terms of the process and that type of thing. In terms of the certificate of occupancy, though, that at the end of the day goes back to the county and the county regulations, but certainly the township can explore all of it.
So there might be, a certified legal process that we could pursue and zoning violations we could levy for them not having the parking lot paved. We might not be able to legally prevent them from having people on their property, though. Okay.
Yeah, but how can they if they can't use the parking lot or the entrance? I mean, I just don't understand how they can be out of compliance with their zoning and still open. I mean, it would be one thing if they were waiting to plant bushes because it was winter or a tree or some other situation, which I know we've had a lot of requests for like an extension and they've been granted, but in this case, it's actually directly affecting residents. And I would like to see, I hate to be harsh, but if they don't have it done within, and I want the parking lot, I don't understand how, if they don't have the money to get the parking lot done, they don't have the money to operate their business. So it doesn't make any sense to me, and I was not very happy about that last week when I was discussing with Michelle their intention. So I would like to pursue some kind of situation where they need to get that paved within weeks, or I don't know how they can, they'll just keep continuing until next May or June until they can get it paved. By the time they are able to get someone out there to pave and the temperature is correct, it will be at least 6 months from now if we don't get it done now.
Well, and just in addition to the information, I understand as a business owner, he doesn't see things in the same light as the people who live around him. I get that. He's got his own agenda, and he's also got a green light from somebody in the system that he's being allowed to go forward. But if you were to flip this and say, well, let's have the EPA come in and start testing the air for a few days for the quality of air, that would be a completely different story. Because he doesn't see the impact that it's having on us, it means virtually nothing to him. It's kind of like having somebody who owns property, apartments, they just do the minimum, but they don't see paint maybe peeling or something like that. It's not that concerning to them. It is concerning to us. Look at, I don't want to go on my own soapbox, but we live in a 2,200 square foot home. It's not like a big deal. We're paying almost $13,000 yearly in taxes to live in that area. And if you can see what it's doing to the quality of the neighborhood in terms of just the outside of our houses, that doesn't equate. If you're paying that much money, you can't even get the basic foundations of this to resolve itself. I don't get it. I thank you very much.
I mean, can we shut down the parking lot and the entrance to it? I mean, there's a building there, but, I mean, if they don't have it done by, within weeks, or I don't know what the procedure was, but,
The township doesn't have the ability to revoke the reason, I expect one of the reasons they're able to operate is because they have certificate of occupancies from the county. And obviously, the township can't revoke that. But in terms of, again, moving through the zoning violation process and escalation and that type of thing, the township could get a court order to basically have force Jennings to comply. That's kind of the
And
end
there's
goal
no
of the-
workaround where they would just pay fines? Because we want them to get it done. We don't necessarily want any fines. We just want them to complete the project.
Another part of the zoning violation process is levying a fine per day, but at the end of the day, in order to actually collect on that, you'd have to file a lawsuit.
can the court shut down the business if they aren't in compliance, or is it just a fine?
They could find them in contempt if, again, the township gets a court order for them to pave the parking lot and be in compliance with their zoning. And if they don't comply by a particular date, then the court can declare them in contempt.
Right, because I don't think the zoning office should issue a temporary certificate of compliance or whatever that is, because those are 6 months, and that gives them 6 more months to operate, correct, Robin? Is that right?
So the
Unless we set time
zoning
limits.
regulation says that the zoning inspector may approve a temporary certificate of occupancy for a period of up to 6 months. So it can be less than that. So essentially, our path forward at this point is we're working to get documentation from them. Once they submit that, we will review with legal counsel to determine what conditions, essentially how quickly we can force them
But
to.
what document, so if the zoning says it has to be paved, then isn't that all we need? Unless, of course, they say, I say we send a letter to them saying you're out of compliance, respond within a few days, or what is reasonable. I mean, this will literally go on by, November, you won't be able to pave anymore, it'll be December, and then we'll be way into next year.
And in the spring, I'm sorry, but he will come back with us and say, I need to get quotes again. The quotes are going to, and he will continue to address.
Yes, I think this is an abuse I think he's abusing the community with this situation. That's my opinion. So can we get that started, the zoning violation, or talk to him as soon as possible? I mean, we need to really get on that.
Yeah, we need in writing their commitment to pave.
But again, we
are
only have
working
the
to get that
verbal.
from them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not enforceable. What?
We are working to get that commitment from them.
But even if he makes that commitment, I mean, so 2 weeks
It's
goes
just the
by.
entrance, it's not the parking lot.
Yeah.
At least verbally, that's all we've heard.
Have there been any discussions about if he's just doing the entrance now, any like mitigation efforts in the meantime? I know that with, dusty, not necessarily dusty parking lots like this type of situation, but other places where it gets dry,
to
places
hose
will
it
like
down.
hose it down and that sort of thing to keep the dust down. Have there been any discussions? And if there haven't been, then maybe that's part of, as staff moves forward.
Yeah, while we're waiting at least
Yeah.
for them to be completed soon, not till next year. While we're waiting, they could undertake those conditions, because I just think we need to get on that. And they could say, well, we're going to be done at the end of September, and we don't have the money. I mean, I just don't understand how they opened up. I've never seen a business do something like this. It's like McDonald's opening up and not paving their parking lot. It's kind of ridiculous.
And the thing is that to keep in mind is that we're talking about hundreds of cars coming in and out, deciding whatever speed they want to go, some of these vehicles are trucks, and they go all the way back the entire distance. That entranceway is huge. And so you've got all this continuous dust going, and so it's not just like one issue, it's like volumes of cars, all times of the day, all night. And I had a call after this meeting from somebody, I won't mention the person's name, who said, are you the person that was making the presentation? Because here's what's going on right now. And I said, yes, I am that person. And so my point is, he knows full well what happened at this meeting, because obviously something got back to him. And so I don't want to say that he's playing this trustee board, but it does not take, how long does it take to get bids? And how long does it take to start the development? We have, in Evans Township, in Evans Farm, they're building 95 homes in the phase 3 right now at an accelerated rate, and these homes are going up like no tomorrow. If he wanted to get this done, the bids could be done yesterday, and we could be on with this, and we could be done with this conversation. It's affecting our lives, it's affecting our health of our children and everybody else. This is unacceptable from an EPA standpoint and from just the quality of the air. And you're the board of trustees that supervises what's going on. You have the authority based upon your own regulations. He does not. Whatever he got to get this green light to make it, it doesn't matter right now. We're 9 months into this. Thank you very much, I appreciate it.
So we're going to, consensus, ask Robin to pursue a zoning violation?
Yes. My only hesitation with saying yes is that, from my understanding, we have granted temporary permits in the past, and I don't want to undermine the legal authority that we have to stand on if they try and claim that they have a right to a temporary permit.
Yeah, we did receive legal advice, now that you've mentioned it, from the county prosecutor that says because we've issued these 6-month temporary compliance, what are they called, temporary certificate of compliance, that we have to approve this. But I said, what kind of were they? Were there things like a lighting or a bush or a tree? This is a different situation. This is a nuisance. I don't see how that would ever stand up in court.
Well, it's been going longer than 6 months.
That was my question. When was that temporary compliant certificate, whatever, approved? What was the start date of that?
So
There isn't.
the issue is we don't have
There
one.
isn't one,
They've not
no.
requested one.
Yeah, they were told that they had, by the county prosecutor, which I was going to discuss with other people, but they were told that they had to because they always do. Well, again, it's a different situation. I mean, does that mean if someone came in and their building or their property was just a wide open building with no walls, or I can't think of another situation, we would say, well, we granted these in the past, we have to now. It's not the same situation as we can't get this concrete sidewalk in because, it's January, we can't plant these bushes like we said because it's December, you can't plant. Those are completely different. We don't have grass yet, because it's February. Those are, I took issue with that, and I think he's incorrect, Chris, on that one.
So it sounds like we are in consensus to
Whatever
issue
we
a
can
zoning
do.
violation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
and
needs to
move
get
it
done.
quickly.
I mean, and I understand from a construction aspect, they came on the 20th, we had there was a meeting a couple weeks ago on the 20th. It takes time to get the bids, to get it scheduled. So my understanding is we have it scheduled for the 15th, so somebody needs to pay the whole thing starting the 15th.
Yeah.
If that's at all possible.
Yeah, he's already said he intends to flout the
Right.
zoning.
They've got a
that's
contractor
been
coming, so
approved.
make it happen.
Yeah, and,
And keep in mind that
formal
this-
zoning violation might help.
And this is,
Yeah.
the only part of Jennings that is constructed is that there's still a second half of Jennings that has to be built, right? So this is the baseball field section, and I was just looking at the drawings recently. My understanding is there is a soccer field type section that is north of that's currently not even, built yet, unless something has changed. That is on the initial drawings. So the construction for the whole sports park is not complete. I don't expect them to pave all the way up to Pyatt Road. I'm sorry, up to Shanahan. I don't expect that part to be paved, realistically, because that is still, and should still be, an active construction site as they build the north half of the development. So it does not make sense to pave that road when there's going to be heavy moving equipment for that second half to be constructed, whenever that happens, and I have no idea when that is. But the part that is adjacent to the opened fields, that it's like it's a drive aisle, and then there's a large parking lot just to the south there, and then the entrance out onto Pyatt. That is what I would be expecting to be paved if they're going to pave all the parts that are currently open and operating. Those are the parts that are currently open and operating.
We will communicate that to them.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would issue a zoning violation now and then get their response. I mean, if they've already said they're not going to, or maybe a phone call, but I wouldn't wait much longer because we're going to run out of time and then they won't be able to pave it all. Thanks, Robin.
Thank you.
So for clarification, what's the commitment that we can take back to our neighbors from this board?
That Robin is going to pursue a zoning violation. Robin, what is your intention then? What's your plan?
Yeah, so we will pursue a zoning violation and see where the conversation goes from there.
Yeah.
At a high level, can you describe the
What that
zoning
means.
violation process?
So a zoning violation means that the property is out of zoning compliance in some fashion. We essentially give them a 2-week deadline. Typically, we give 3 notices, 1 per every 2 weeks, and after that, we look into more formal legal action.
Do we have to give that, is there a requirement that we give that much time? They've already stated for the record that they're not going to, they don't plan to comply. Because that would be is that 6 weeks out?
Yes.
Do we have to do
So that's the
that?
end of October.
I would
Or middle.
encourage, as part of the enforcement process, I'd encourage the board to follow standard operating
Is
procedures.
that a
That's state
procedure?
law, correct?
Is it?
It's not state law in terms of how many notices, but.
It's just past procedure
just
here at
in
the
terms of
township.
past procedure and consistency of enforcement.
So the end of,
Mid-September at this point. I'm sorry,
No, that'd be
mid-October.
mid-October.
Mid-October would be
Oh.
6 weeks.
Well, assuming
At
that
this point.
this doesn't move
Assuming
them
it's
to
not-
action
Correct.
faster.
Right, the goal is to get it done.
Yeah.
For them to get it done. Not for them to get fined, for them to finish the project, finish. the
can you
paving.
issue it tomorrow?
We,
Thank you.
Okay.
Do we have other public comment? Please come up to the podium, state your name and address.
Good afternoon, my name is Rick Thornton. I live at 1940 Lewis Center Road, directly across from the Standardized Brewing Company. I know you folks have discussed this issue before. I've been out of town for the last 3 weeks, just got back in town. The Saturday before I left town, from about 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., the noise coming from that bandstand was so obnoxiously loud, I couldn't go into my house, close my windows and doors. I had to turn the TV up to be able to hear it. And I'm wondering what's going on with that at this point.
Were the police called that day to
I
report?
didn't, but I suspect my neighbors did, Gary, Russ.
I think I was told, and I responded back, it was Kevin. He said the police were not called as promised, and I
So
wrote
that was
back
just
and.
this past weekend. That was
Yeah.
just this Friday.
I wasn't here this
Saturday.
past.
That was
Oh,
just this
okay,
past
all
Friday.
right.
So yeah, the police were called a week ago?
Maybe
2
2 weeks.
weekends ago.
2 weekends
weeks,
ago?
yeah. But he said they were not called this past Friday as promised.
So
but
that
I
was a
don't know what that
conversation,
means.
so on Friday, my understanding is Evans had a sound engineer out to look at the stage, which is something they said they were going to do repeatedly over the summer, but it finally happened. And the sound engineers agreed that the sound was bouncing off the buildings, which is what we've been saying for 3 months, and coming over into the, the other side of the road. So he thought that there would, they can angle the speakers down, and the sound engineer, not
Well, they
Evans.
can go through all the gyrations of hiring sound engineers. The bottom line is, why isn't the ordinance, which has been in place for well over a decade, being enforced?
It
And
is,
so
they
that
were
is-
cited, they
yeah.
were cited. The only thing we can do at this point is for people to call the police, have the police come out, take a complaint. I do believe it's a second-degree misdemeanor. That's the trustees have no control whatsoever, other than, we passed that ordinance, and the sheriff has been asked to enforce it. So they did enforce it, I
They
believe.
did, yeah, and they were.
They were
in
cited.
court.
I think the more they get cited, the more they're going to not do that anymore.
What's the fine for a second-degree misdemeanor?
There's a range. I think, and that's
Have to give
going
them
off,
10% of their
I-
beer sales for
that's
that?
going off the original, God, I have a question about that after the meeting for you.
I'm 200 feet from that platform. Gary and Kevin are 700 feet, and they're complaining. You can imagine what it's like in my house.
Oh, yeah, it's not acceptable at all. I mean, if they're violating the law. Unfortunately, we can't personally do anything. It's just a law that needs to be enforced, like anything, like drinking and driving, parking on the wrong side of the road, that kind of stuff.
Your resolution, it just, with respect to the penalty, it is a second-degree misdemeanor. Fines collected. I don't believe that the board has established a fine or anything to that
So
effect.
potentially it could continue to happen and they just get cited time after time.
Do we
Well,
have?
it's a crime.
It's a
I mean,
crime.
again, the sheriff's office has issued tickets, which means that the Delaware County Prosecutor's Office is charged with prosecuting those crimes.
But there's no additional fine, is
Correct.
what you're saying. So it's
Correct.
still under law, it's still a second-degree misdemeanor. I mean, that could carry, I doubt it, the first violation, it could carry jail time, fines, all kinds of
So
things.
as far as this board's concerned, you're telling me you've done all you can do? and
So
that's-
what we do is we establish the law, basically, and then the sheriff's office enforces it. And it's up to citizens to let the sheriff know if someone is breaking it.
But
Like, if
they were
do it
cited, they were cited
yeah.
that 2 weeks
So-
ago. So every time you have that, and they came out, the police asked the other residents for recordings and evidence, and I think they had a court date. So
Yeah, they had a court date.
Yeah, right, and I'm not sure which name it was under, but if you continuously commit a misdemeanor or any kind of crime, then the fines and penalties become substantially harsher, including, jail time. So I would, every time there's a noise violation, call the sheriff's office, and they're aware now of, that they need to be, issuing tickets. We just had to talk to them about what the resolution was and how that we did want it to be enforced.
I don't understand how someone could have built that without thinking that this was going to be an issue.
Oh, I didn't vote for any of that. None of the three of
Well,
us
I'm
did.
not putting
I
blame.
know. I objected to commercial being located within a residential area. And this is part of the problem, along with, sports parks and things like that. So I would just encourage, anytime that you think it exceeds the noise resolution, to call the sheriff, and they'll come out and take.
Well, I can hear it. It exceeds
It does.
the ordinance.
Yeah, it's more than
700
100.
feet.
Yeah, and even if it's every day, they'll come out and talk to you and get evidence, and they'll listen. They'll sit there and listen for 10 minutes and, make a note of it. I mean, I don't know, it's frustrating that everyone here has tried to talk to them about the issue, and they keep saying they're going to do this and that, and they really have not done this and that, which seems to be a pattern sometimes over there. And we want them to be successful, but they need to be, respectful to their neighbors.
Exactly. I want to be a good neighbor, but they're not following that same philosophy. And,
Yeah, don't feel bad about calling the sheriff, though. I mean, they call the non-emergency number, and they'll come out and take a report, even if it's not immediately, but get video evidence and things like that. So depending what kind of calls they have that night. If it's a Friday night, they might be responding to, emergencies. But they're usually pretty good about coming out, and they're a good department, and they take it seriously. Is that helpful?
Thank
All
you.
right.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
And you guys can continue to contact us with your complaints, of course, so we're aware.
And I'll just add on top of that yes, we have that policy, the noise resolution in place, but the board is also actively trying to get Evans Farm to ameliorate the sound pollution. So, especially Trustee Faust, I know she's gone above and beyond trying to get everyone to the table and to get a resolution. So, do we have other public comment? Okay, seeing none at this time, we'll move on to our next agenda item. I believe we have 2 agenda changes. One is to schedule a special meeting, and under new business to waive the noise resolution for several community events. Are there any other agenda changes? I think those are just the 2. Mhm. And the consensus to waive the vendor fee related to Founders Festival. All right, next on our agenda is the consent agenda. Is there any discussion on the consent agenda?
I have none.
I have none.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda for the regular meeting held on September 3rd, 2025, including Resolution 25-226, approving the electronic record of the proceedings from the regular trustee meeting held on August 20th, 2025, and the zoning hearing, ZON 2405, zoning code rewrite held on August 27th, 2025.
Second.
Roll call. Trustee Knapp?
Yes?
Trustee Faust?
Yes.
Trustee Ringel?
Yes. Next is our development and zoning report. Director Duffy?
Good afternoon, trustees. I will run us through the zoning hearings and meetings report. Next up is our Board of Zoning Appeals meeting in September, which is Thursday, September 18th at 6 p.m. We have a conditional, variance and conditional use application that was continued from July for the place of worship on East Orange Road. That is first on the agenda. We have an area variance on Westbrook Place to allow for a swimming pool fence to be less than the minimum required height. There's a second area variance to allow for a retaining wall to encroach into the rear yard setback on Sanctuary Drive. And then finally, we have another area variance from section 21.05C on Big Sur Drive to allow for a swimming pool fence to be less than the minimum required height as required per code. In October, we do have the continuation of the zoning code rewrite with the Board of Township Trustees scheduled for Wednesday, October 8th, 2025 at 6 p.m. So thank you for our discussion last week. We will take those comments and look to provide you more information on October 8th. The only other item on the zoning report is the Zoning Commission meeting, which is a tabled application for the proposed mixed-use development on North Road. That was tabled at the Zoning Commission level, so there is no hearing date set for that at this time.
Robin, the pool height ones, remind me what the code is and what are they requesting?
So our code requires a 5-foot high fence. I believe the existing fences in both cases are 4 feet, which is typical. A lot of times HOAs have a maximum height of 4 feet for fences, so it's not an uncommon variance
Okay,
request.
just wondered, thank you.
Has it always been 5 feet here? I
Yes.
thought, always, for decades? It was never 4 feet?
As long as I'm aware.
Really? Okay.
Is it one of the things we're modifying in the draft
Yes, it
code?
is
Okay,
proposed to
thanks.
be at 4 feet.
Okay.
Oh, is it? Okay, yeah, I thought it was 4 feet years ago, but I could be wrong. Can't remember. Okay.
Thanks.
And then we do have one resolution for your approval. That is to revise our resolution on the prohibition of marijuana dispensaries. And that is revising the number of retail dispensaries permitted to be in the township from 2 to 1.
I'm obviously in support of that. I wanted 0, but as we are aware, there was a zoning proposal to do a marijuana dispensary in the township. It was tabled at our level, and our understanding is that has been annexed into Columbus. So I didn't want to allow, since that one that we knew of when we planned for 2 went away, we didn't want to allow another one in the area. So that is why we're going to possibly change the resolution to just allowing the one. And we already have one that has gone through the process. So that would be the only one in the township that would be permitted.
Yeah, but that one is, I think, still planned to go in
Yes,
at the
that
city
one
of
is planned
Columbus.
to go
Okay.
in. Oh, yes, that one, yes.
That other one, yeah.
Yep.
Is that the end of your report?
That is all I have.
Okay, are there any additional questions on the report?
Nope.
If not, I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 25-227, a resolution amending Resolution 24-228 related to medical marijuana and adult use cannabis operators, cultivation, dispensing, and processing pursuant to Sections 3796-29 and 3780-25 of the Ohio Revised Code.
Second?
Roll call. Trustee Knapp?
Yes.
Trustee Faust?
Yes.
Trustee Ringel?
Yes. Thank you, Director Duffy. Next, I believe, is our operations report. Director Bowers.
Thank you, Mr. Ringel. I'm going to ask for a little forgiveness here. I'm going to jump out of order briefly, then I'll get right back on track. So I'm going to jump ahead to a quick update on Bale Canyon Road Widening Phase 2. County engineers had a press release last week notifying our residents of an upcoming traffic pattern change along Bale Canyon. That is just, I guess, a friendly reminder to everybody that there is still no cut-through traffic on there. The current phase was kind of just split in half. So the current closures will stay in play, and then the next set of closures will kind of be piggybacked on top of that. So there's going to be a temporary inconvenience through early November for the residents in that area. But progress is on schedule, and things are happening as expected over there. So just an update for the board as well as the community as well. All right, back on track here. So operations report. First thing you'll see is a long-awaited agreement between the county engineer's office and the township for the East Powell Road shared path use and sidewalk. Shared use path and sidewalk. So the county is going to connect and construct the southern side of East Powell Road. There will be a continued sidewalk along that side of the road that currently is very intermittent. On the north side of the road, the township, if you recall, secured a grant from ODNR to construct a 10-foot wide shared use path on the north side of the road. County engineers are going to essentially coordinate and bid and run that project for us. This agreement kind of spells out the details for that. Again, engineering on that was done a while ago. Grants are in place, money's in place from the township side. There's still some coordination and logistics from the engineer side. As usual, very grateful for their partnership and their professionalism with the engineers department to kind of help us through this and help get this project done. I know it's very long awaited and a lot of people are very eager to see it happen.
Will we be breaking ground on that this year?
The plan is to do it this year. There is one utility conflict. The hope is to start this year. Based on timing, there's not a guarantee that it'll be done this year. So they're going to try to get done as much as they can this year and probably finish in the spring of 26.
Okay, thank you.
All right, next item you'll see, at a recent meeting, we approved a part-time position. So I'd like to make a recommendation to appoint William Jones to our part-time public works labor position. Next thing you'll see is a contract for the North Orange Aquatic Center. As the board hopefully recalls, we are on a 3-year agreement with our current vendor. We have a couple 1-year options to extend that contract. There are 2 choices before you for the resolution. The one you see is a reduction in cost that lowers our contract amount by several $1,000s. The draw to that is that we would reduce our operating hours once school starts. Not operate Monday through Thursday, continue to operate Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and holidays. Next year is a little bit of a goofier year, so operationally we would drop 9 days from our pool calendar, and we'd see a savings in our pool management contract. Should the board decide to keep the existing schedule and stay open during school days, that contract would raise about 3.4%, and our new amount would be $405,000 and some change.
When are the current last and first days of the pool closing and opening?
Memorial Day open, Labor Day close.
Okay.
Our numbers and our attendance, especially this year with the weather being kind of crummy, but our attendance once school starts really plummets. That's been pretty consistent for several years now. Obviously, everything at the pool is weather driven. So it's obviously a board decision. Just want to present you with the options to either have a slight reduction or a slight increase depending on which way we want to go. Our participation numbers, I can share those with you as well. This year's hard. The weather's been crummy since school started. Our top day since school started was 13 people. We had several days of 0 people, so just staying open for nobody coming through the gates.
What hours is it open, Silas, after school starts? What, is it normal hours?
3 to 7.
3 to 7, okay.
Correct. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, on the other hand, those numbers are usually very strong. Even this past couple weeks when the weather has not been as favorable, we're still seeing several hundred people come through the gates on the weekends. So it's an opportunity for savings. There's also an opportunity to keep things status quo. Those options are there for the board. There's about a little under $17,000 difference between the 2 options. Hopefully, here in the next couple of months, Fiscal Officer Batt and I will get together, do a breakdown of our numbers for the year, and have a full annual report that we give to you every year for the Aquatic Center, and allow you to digest that a little bit as well. So that'll be coming in the near future. And finally, the last thing you'll see on operations is a agreement with Choice One Engineering. This is for a 2026 project to repair/replace a failing bridge structure along East Orange Road.
And when did you say the pool would open next year? If you reduce the hours, still the same time, right?
The only change
Okay.
would be once school starts, Monday through Thursday.
Do you know what the numbers were last year for the time between when school starts and when it closes?
We had several days of 0, a few days of, well, we had probably about 6 days of 15 or less. And then once we had a few nice weather days, it was a little bit higher. And again, I'll be happy to share this with the board too.
So I asked Silas some, a little bit more details. The difference between closing the pool for basically being open 9 days less is a delta of about $16,790. Right. So, which is $1,865 per day. So on days when we have 0 people, that's expensive. If there's 13 people, that means it costs $143 per person to attend the pool. Obviously, days when there's a couple hundred, it's totally worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
it's
people do
just-
pay for the membership though,
yeah,
to
exactly.
come and,
Yeah. I'm open to either. My concern is if we were to not have them, not be open those 9 days, and then next year be 95 degrees and humid every day, and, you
would
want to come after
would it be
school.
possible to have it be like weather contingent, that will only be open if it's like 80, because it's 70 degrees, no one comes to the pool.
I think the
in
challenge is we
70.
pay by it's contract,
Yeah,
right?
it's a contract. We don't have it broken down per day, like for a credit or, something that would come back to the township should we close. We do have plenty of weather days that we do close. This has been a different kind of summer in a sense. We had kind of a crummy start to the summer weather-wise as far as temperatures go, and plenty of days in the 60s when we first opened that nobody was there, so we closed early. And a few days, obviously, this last 2 weeks since school started have been pretty less than ideal for swimming. So
It's fantastic fall weather, though.
Do you
great
know,
if you like fall, bad if you like to be in the water. Yeah.
do you know when school starts next year?
Next year, it's August 20th. The challenge, the difference, we started August 20th this year as well, but this year Labor Day was September 1st. Next year, Labor Day is September 7th. So there will be, that's why we're going.
How many
first.
days is it?
It'll be 9 days. This year, we would have only closed for 5
Yeah.
days
Well, yeah.
if we were, doing apples to apples.
When we close the pool, do we still pay for everything? Okay, so sometimes we close it when it's 65 degrees, but we still pay for the lifeguards and everything else, still the set contract rate?
Contractually, yes. Yeah, save on some operating, some overhead, things like that, but,
I'm inclined to, I know it's a savings, but, the hours, we used to be open till 8:30 and we changed that, and then the hours have just really changed a lot. Do the other pools around here close during the school day?
good question. A lot of the smaller pools do, they close once school starts.
Do they close completely?
Completely, some close completely, that's their closing date.
Like
A lot
which
of that is
ones?
Staff-related, I believe.
Which ones are you referring to? Smaller pools?
I don't know the size of the actual pools, but you're talking like Mount Vernon, Jerome, New Albany, Westerville, Hilliard. Those are two. We
Westerville
talked
is
to some of
closed
those.
during
No,
the week?
a lot of pools do different things.
Okay, I thought they were
Westerville's one
open.
that they change their hours when school starts, and they have specific sections of their pool open for specific activities. Like a senior water walkers event or a preschool time, they have kind of more defined times where they open portions of the pool. Hilliard closes one pool when school starts, they have another one open on the limited hours. Everybody does something a little bit different, there's not like a set rule of thumb, it really is dictated by the tenants and the community and what the community wants.
Yeah, I feel like, once school starts, I know that some people might want to go to the pool. It's just a
After
thing they
school.
do, yeah, especially the season pass holders, a couple extra weeks of summer.
Yeah.
But I know it's a lot of money, but we've kind of slowly taken away a few things for cost savings over the last few years, and,
I can go either way. Again, my concern is next year it'll be blazing hot and we'll be
Yeah,
upset if
people
we
will
make
be
the
upset.
decision.
Well, and
And then next year we'll be like, let's make it open. And be like, well, no, it's a big increase.
well, sometimes Worthing, or Westerville, before COVID, their pool was actually open like a week after Labor Day, because it would be super hot, and it was, we were long closed, and I don't know if they still do that, but, I think it's something that a lot of the season pass holders, especially with the younger kids, they look forward to, a couple extra weeks of summer, not just the weekend, but
I think as we've mentioned, the contract is expensive regardless which option we pick.
that's true.
It's not a gigantic cost savings.
No, it's not significant, just.
And it's really not an astronomical increase, 3% increase from last year's contract is in the line with many things.
Do we estimate that we would potentially be talking about any kind of rate increase related to a $16,000 difference in the future projections we're going to be talking about?
I would say that would be a future discussion, once we have a chance to evaluate this year's numbers and kind of look at all the financials with that. I think that could be a future discussion. Right now, I don't have a concrete answer for that.
Okay, but from a very high level, and feel free to, punt the question as well, but $16,000 probably isn't going to make or break the calculation that we're going to be looking at moving forward. Is that fair, or?
I'd say that'd be a board decision. I'll punt since you gave me that option, but I would say that'd be a board decision.
And I think once he runs with Donna, runs all the numbers with Donna, then we can have that conversation. So I think the decision today is just, do we save a couple $1,000s, cut 9 days from our operating schedule, or do we just increase it by a small percentage and keep the Memorial Day to Labor Day as our days?
Yeah, my only concern would be having to make up that $16,000 difference on somewhere on the back end.
I don't
But
think-
it doesn't sound like that's
I
likely.
think it's a drop in the bucket, literally.
Yeah, that's,
If we need to come up with some creative options, that will be an opportunity to do that, and we can definitely explore that once we have a better look at the comprehensive financials of this year.
and Silas can give us all the comparisons and to other communities and all that kind of stuff, like, normally does when we're at that point. So,
Yeah, it's pretty rare. I don't know how many townships have pools. It's usually cities.
yeah. Okay, so are we good with the increase and just keeping the schedule as current? Is that
I think so.
The increase, the 3%.
correct?
Yeah. I'm fine
And there
with
won't
that.
be, need to be any change in the resolution title for approving that specific version of the contract, correct?
Yeah, we'll plug that number in. There's a verbiage in there that allows us to kind of tweak it if we need to based on other factors down the road, so I think we should be cool. Is that right, Julie? All right, thank you.
Any additional discussion on the operations report? I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 25-228, approving a cooperative project agreement between Delaware County and Orange Township for improvements to East Powell Road.
Second?
Roll call. Trustee Knapp?
Yes?
Trustee Faust?
Yes.
Trustee Ringel?
Yes. I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 25-229, appointment of William Jones to position of part-time public works laborer and establishment of compensation.
Second?
Roll call. Trustee Knapp?
Yes?
Trustee Faust?
Yes.
Trustee Ringel?
Yes. Congratulations, William. Welcome to the team. I make a motion to approve Resolution 25-230, approving an amendment and renewal of the 2023-2025 contract for swimming pool and concession stand operation and management.
Second?
Roll call. Trustee Knapp?
Yes?
Trustee Faust?
Yes.
Trustee Ringel?
Yes. I make a motion to approve Resolution 25-231, a resolution authorizing the Director of Operations to enter into an agreement with Choice One Engineering Corporation for professional services related to the East Orange Road Pedestrian Bridge Concepts Project.
Second?
Roll call. Trustee Knapp?
Yes.
Trustee Faust?
Yes.
Trustee Ringel?
Yes. Thank you, Director Bowers.
Thank you, Board.
Chief, fire report?
Good afternoon, Board. The only thing I have for you today is to discard some of our old expired fire gear. We have about 40 sets since we've been changing out out of service or expired. So we're looking at getting rid of those. That's all I have for today.
I think the board wants to thank you and your team for your responsiveness and professionalism at a fire that broke out at Evans Farm somewhat recently. So thank you for your service and performing so well. Got high praise from the community.
It's all the guys and girls that go out there and do the job. I just stand there and watch it all and what they're able to do. So we have a great team.
We appreciate your service. Any discussion or questions on the fire report? I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 25-232, finding certain personal property not needed for public use, obsolete, or unfit for the use for which it was acquired to have no value, and ordering it to be auctioned on GovDeals, Inc., be discarded or salvaged.
Second?
Roll call. Trustee Knapp?
Yes?
Trustee Faust?
Yes.
Trustee Ringel?
Yes. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Board.
Next is our fiscal officer's report. Fiscal Officer Batten.
Good afternoon, trustees. We have 3 items on the agenda for the fiscal report. The first one is notification of an opioid settlement between Purdue and the Sackler family. If we choose to participate in this, we have a deadline of September 30th. It is my understanding that there was a $6.5 billion settlement that will be paid out over 16 payments over the next 15 years. So if we want to participate in this, I will need your approval on this on the proposed resolution. It has been vetted by Chris Betts. So what you see on the template has been vetted and approved by him. And the second item would be the 2026 official certificate of resources. We have received our signed certificate from the Budget Commission for 2026, and pretty close same deadline. This is due back to them on October the 1st. So this essentially will kick off budget season for everybody. Yay, right? And then our third and final item on the agenda is a liquor license for, let's see, Anita Nail Spa. That is located up off of 23. It looks like they were possibly moving from Columbus to Lewis Center. So that would just be a consensus of the board whether you choose to have a hearing on this or not.
I don't think we need a hearing. Do we have a consensus not to hold a hearing?
No.
No hearing.
No.
And that's in the Olentangy Crossings area?
It's up by.
Yes, by Panera.
Yeah, by,
Yeah.
across from
Okay.
Kroger.
But do you know how much we'll be getting from the opioid settlement?
Unfortunately, on that one, I do
We don't
not
really know, right?
I'm guessing it all depends on how many participants are in the settlement.
Okay. And that, is the settlement, is that a nationwide amount? The
Yes.
6.5 billion?
Yes.
And we've received some settlement previously the past couple years as well, and.
Yes, currently, we have a little over $92,000 in our opioid fund, and we have not spent any of the monies that we have received yet.
So I think the last I had heard is that we were kind of waiting for direction from the county to give us some options to
Yes.
utilize that.
Yes.
Do you know if Genoa has done anything?
No, we have not
Okay.
done anything either. Genoa has not done anything as well. My understanding, there are some constraints that a lot of the communities are coming up with. Genoa is not participating in this settlement.
Why would we not participate?
We do not have an active rehabilitation center or
We don't
a
have a good use to
facility.
utilize the
Yes, a
funds.
good
Okay.
use. So one may say, and Chief, feel free to chime in if you would like, if you don't need it, why are we taking it? Yes, where it could go to other communities that do have a much larger drug problem with drug facilities. Now, I do know that the county, there has been talks about hope that this expands, and we do have the ability at some point in time be able to donate those to a county agency within Delaware. So I believe that's all of our hope with the funds that we currently have. So that's ultimately your decision on how you guys would like to proceed with regards to the settlement.
I think the national settlement had been reached, and this is an allotment for Orange Township residents. So I think by holding on to that allotment and then finding a purpose with the feedback from our residents seems appropriate for how to spend the funds that supposedly are impacting our community. I understand Genoa Township's rationale for perhaps not wanting to accept the funds, but if it's a partnership that Orange Township will be able to potentially help facilitate with the county or with our community partners, I think it's worth accepting the dollars that seem to have been set aside for us. I also don't think we're going to be pursuing any separate litigation against Purdue, so it seems wise just to accept a settlement rather than, hold out for potential future litigation.
So what are their current uses, just for opioid rehabilitation? It says like, let's see here.
My understanding is for Narcan, for programs, to go towards facilities, to help with those type of efforts.
Okay, so, yeah, I'm in favor, and then I guess if we didn't use it, we would just have to give it back?
I don't think we gave it back to them, but.
No,
Where does it go if you can't use it for?
Probably
another
have to
use?
donate it to an eligible recipient.
yeah.
But that's not, we
That's,
don't
yeah,
know yet.
currently
They're-
that's
they're
not,
changing
yeah,
that.
the
All right.
settlement doesn't allow that. Am I correct in speaking, Julie? Thank you.
Now, it says you can use for that medication, but would that be approved to use for the fire department?
Yes.
Okay.
Buying Narcan is very
Narcan.
popular.
Yes.
Is that something that we purchase on a regular basis, Chief? Narcan?
We do, there's been talk in our chiefs meetings about different options. There's also, and I'm not sure if it's changed, I didn't know it was really restricted, but now it's changed to like life-saving equipment can be purchased and stuff, and I'm not 100% positive.
It's been a while since I've looked, I'm
So,
not,
Yeah, I haven't heard that one yet either.
Yeah, there was things that they were moving, trying, because they was so constrained.
Yes.
That they're trying to open up to something to allow more flexibility for people who respond to it and would be able to
Yeah.
utilize it. So I don't know if that has happened, or that's kind of, I think, a lot of people are holding on to it too, trying to find out if that is the case, if they're gonna allow it. So you could go purchase, AED or different
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah, because you guys use those when you, right, when you respond on
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
a
And state
patient.
law now requires us to have those at all of our facilities too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be nice for them to expand those
Yeah,
uses.
and then like for us too, I mean, they're upgrading, it's kind of like your iPhone. You buy the iPhone 2 years ago and then they start to phase out and there's the new greatest and eventually you have to buy the same thing with our equipment. And unfortunately, same things, there's new stuff out there now that is put out that the legacy stuff's not gonna be able to operate. So then this stuff, if it does happen, it would be great to be able to use some money for that.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in
And it
favor
is a
of
50, yeah, it will be money that we will be receiving over the next 15 years as well.
Okay, I'm in favor of it.
Yeah, I am as well.
Any other discussion on the fiscal officer's report?
No.
I don't think so.
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 25-233, approving proposed new national opioid litigation settlement with Purdue Pharma LP and Sackler family.
Second?
Roll call. Trustee Knapp?
Yes.
Trustee Faust?
Yes.
Trustee Ringle?
Yes. I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 25-234, accepting and approving the 2026 Certificate of Estimated Resources and Schedule A.
Second?
Roll call. Trustee Knapp?
Yes.
Trustee Faust?
Yes.
Trustee Ringle?
Yes. Thank you, Ms. Patton.
Thank you, Board.
Next is our administration report.
Ms. Bunting?
Ms. Bunting.
We have a few things on the agenda today. We have a consensus to let us move forward with the state championship sign. We have the new updated sign in the backup. And there's a consensus to waive vendor fees in lieu of donating the prize. And the resolution to approve the special event permit. A resolution to adopt a sick leave donation policy, and also a resolution to schedule a special meeting.
Okay, so if we start with the sign, I brought this up to Val right before the meeting. So it says state champions, but I feel like it should stay state team champions, only because, like, I know Orange had 2 individual state champion winners in track, and we're not calling that out. So I wanted your thoughts on.
But it says just football or wrestling.
Right,
or-
but these were the actual winners for last year, and an Orange also had 2 state champions in track.
So you're
But
saying,
the whole track team
Yeah.
was not a state champion. So I don't know how nitpicky we need to get. This was just,
but you're saying you don't want people to think that we're just limited to the team champions or
well, I
other
actually do want
champions.
to be limited to the team champion.
But you don't want people to, but if someone looks at this, they'll think there's no individual team
Correct.
champions, right?
So that's why I was saying because we talked about once we get our electronic messaging sign at the new fire station, then we can put all the individuals on, and it won't be a problem.
Well, I thought I was gonna say Owen Tangi too, because there's no indication what school district it is.
What do you think?
I thought I talked.
But it says the individual schools.
But what is that?
So
Liberty, what school is that? If you-
Olentangy Liberty.
Yeah, well, how do you know that? Do you know about Orange? But like you're driving through or whatever and you're like, there's some big O. I mean, I thought we were gonna put the name of the school district, like Olentangy. It could say Olentangy School State Champions, maybe.
Olentangy School State Team
Team
Champions.
Champions, yeah. If that would fit.
That might
Is that too many
dilute
words?
the size of the writing.
Right, exactly.
For what? For
like, these are all teams that
Oh,
are
yeah.
Yeah,
listed, but.
certain sports don't have individual
Right.
OSHA.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could put Olentangy after 2024, 2025 Olentangy. Could you just add Olentangy there?
Or even OLSD, home of OLSD.
Yeah, but I think, but the name of the school district, yeah, because a lot of people, like Big Walnut, you know, like sometimes I have no idea where those districts are in general, like Buckeye Valley, I mean, I was confused those two. If you drive through, you're like, oh, this is Olentangy. Most people don't have any idea where other school districts are.
What if you replaced home of with Olentangy instead?
Olentangy, 2024-25, state champions.
Yes, because I think due to the, physical placement of the sign, it's kind of a given that it's the home of those champions. I'm not as concerned about,
Team versus not team.
team
Okay,
versus
that's
not team, just because I
Yeah.
think individuals or people looking at the sign will be able to see that it's a baseball
Just
team.
teams, yeah.
And we
that's
could
fine.
have,
I just wanted to bring it up.
individual recognition for individual
That's a good thought,
champions.
though.
Yeah. Can we do 24 dash, 2024
Yeah,
dash
yeah,
instead
yeah.
of a slash? Look at us being.
Yeah, 'cause that's a
We are
school
not
year.
marketing people, but we have thought.
That's a school year.
Play one on TV.
So Olentangy 2024-2025.
So the consensus item that we're looking to move forward with, would that be to give the administrator authority to execute the contract on the sign, or is it something
We have
different?
to pick, you had two different sizes. Did we only
Right,
pick the size?
there's two different sizes, there's an 8x4 and there's a 10x5. And the price is only like a couple $100 difference.
Bigger.
Yeah, bigger, definitely.
Bigger.
Okay.
I think we'd also talked about in our last discussion, the posts and what type of posts were applicable for the sign, if we could choose the location that we wanted to mount it, or if it had to be
Permanent.
cemented.
Yeah.
I believe, Silas, was your team gonna install the sign?
We can, yes.
Okay.
Do you recommend cement for the larger sign?
Depends on what it's made out of, probably.
You don't think it would blow over or whatever? Okay, so we could move it if we needed to. Is
And
that-
right now, it's single-sided, so that to me means it's going to be parallel to Orange Road. Did we land on it being out here? Do you
I
guys
think
remember?
we were in relative consensus about putting it at the entrance to the park,
This part.
this park.
Okay, so it's one-sided, so are we cool with that? Versus being perpendicular to the road and we have to print on both sides.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with the topography by the trail entrance, but maybe there's some location there where the trail from the park here connects to the road, that maybe you could angle it so that you'd be able to not only see it coming down, I guess it depends, if you only want it to be seen going eastward or westward,
Right. That's what it
you'd
is.
angle it. If you kept it parallel, then presumably you'd be able to glance at it either direction.
Will overshadow the township hall entrance sign, or if you would put
I
it
actually
back?
like your idea of putting it on, if we can, Silas, is there space on, because the Township Hall sign is on the east side of the entrance into Township Hall. Is there space to put this on the west side of the entrance? We don't know.
Check.
Okay.
I assume so, but it's.
On the west side of the entrance to the township hall?
So like, as you're turning left on that side.
But we have the township hall miner that tells people to turn in here and identifies,
Right, we don't want it to block that.
no.
So then would it be more east of this side, like,
Yeah, like maybe that little nature area.
If we're all comfortable with somewhere in the park entrance, we could
Yeah.
probably just walk the location with Silas and come to
Yeah,
a
once you get
consensus.
it, yeah, and then if we don't have to cement it, we can see, because we might really not like it there.
Or we find that it blocks, access to the park and we didn't realize it.
Yes.
okay. Okay. Are we good on that one? Okay. bigger.
Okay. Are there any other questions about the administrative report items?
Oh, no, but let's go over the Wave the Founders Festival. So this was an opportunity for, if any of the people who are having a booth there, our vendor cost for a booth is $35, they could have the opportunity, rather than paying for their booth, they could donate a gift basket, which would be one of the prizes for our scavenger hunt, which is actually a $50 cost is the goal for that. So they wouldn't have to pay the $35, but they would give us something that would be worth $50 that then we could give to the winners. So that's what that is.
Would it identify that it came from them?
Correct.
Big
yes.
extra
Yes,
promotional?
yes, yeah, for the marketing.
Because it is a pain to put those gift baskets together, so that's a bonus.
Yeah,
Okay.
totally.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Okay, so we got consensus on that item as well. Any questions on the special event permit or the sick leave donation policy?
I don't have questions on the sick leave donation policy. Thank you, Mike, for putting that together for
We also
anybody
have the
needing.
special meeting as well
Yeah.
on the administrative report.
Can you, maybe this is Silas, the Evans Farm event permit. So is this something that they would do like for every farmer's market, like anything that they're having over there? Does this just shut the road down? Like what's the?
I'm gonna punt to Sydney.
Okay.
She's been herb out and more heavily involved.
Okay, thanks.
I don't believe this would apply to the farmer's market. I believe it's bigger events that would
Okay.
require larger roads to be shut down.
Okay.
Can you confirm that?
Do you want, I was going to say,
Julie.
since Michelle is not here, so my understanding is when Evans Farm came to the township requesting to shut down roads, a question was kind of raised because your ordinary neighborhood event,
Block party. permit or
block
whatever.
party, it doesn't really work for this, and it also was for twice a year. And so obviously Evans Farm, the commercial area is a little different, and so the goal was basically, maybe a bit more stringent restrictions, since they're more heavily traveled roads and that type of thing. So there is no limitation on the number of times that they could request to have an event or close down. But I think that if they needed to close a road for the farmer's market, obviously Founders Festival and future events like that, that was kind of the goal of capturing a
So
process
this
for
doesn't necessarily mean they're going to close any extra roads down, but this is the form.
Yep.
That whether they're closing roads down or not, they need to fill out, just so that everybody's aware.
Absolutely,
on
you're
what's
just
going
creating a new process.
Okay.
Some special block permit, if you will, for Evans Farm.
Absolutely.
In the commercial area.
And this doesn't change, any other residential events or residential block parties, that sort of thing. This doesn't
can still fill
impact
that
that process. It was just, time to look for something new, to address a future situation in Evans Farm if needed.
And this is prospective, correct?
Correct.
So existing event applications that have been approved would still be approved.
Correct. Yep.
And who approves this? Who would approve the special event permit?
It would be staff, run through with staff. In conjunction with, I know that part of the overall process includes coordination with your fire department, coordination with the sheriff's office. There's, if township staff has to be at an event, that's something that's included in there, and the event organizer would be responsible for paying staff's fees to have staff present.
And that's similar to our current block permit approval process, correct?
Correct.
And what's the criteria for approval then?
So they submit the application, and then Silas and the chief and Michelle will sign off on it.
But what criteria do they use to approve it? Like what would be approved or denied? Like,
I believe that's under their discretion.
Correct. If there are issues with fire, issues with if the sheriff's office has a problem with it, that type of thing.
Okay, so does it, you know what I'm saying, like, I mean, is it, it seems, I don't know what their answer would be, but it does look like there are limitations, so I guess if they don't meet these limitations down here, then it would not be approved.
Correct. And there, in terms of staff discretion, obviously, this is just like any other policy or procedure you put into place. If there are things that, as this is implemented, if it needs to be updated, if additional limitations need to be included, that's something that I'm sure staff will be very cognizant of and perhaps come with additional updates and that type of thing.
Does this include, like, if someone were to have a giant political protest event? Just for example, I'm just thinking through the number of things that could you have a big event like opposed to issue 49 or, a big block party or something? I mean, I guess anything.
Yeah,
you
so
know what I mean?
it doesn't address, content-based or anything like that. That would be a potential issue. But yeah, I think that obviously, yeah, there's nothing that addresses
Nothing,
kind of the
right. There could
content
be,
or
so it
focus of
could
the
almost
event.
be anything. I'm just making sure. It's hard to see what the criteria, other than they would have to just adhere to all of the, no loud music, no excessive noise, So we could just add stuff as we go on and we have issues.
Yeah, there's liability protection for the township included in here. You know,
They-
they can
another-
maintain right-of-way access.
I apologize for interrupting. In addition, they are required to adhere to your noise resolution, but there is language in there that if they would like an exemption, like what you're, I believe, voting on later, they would have to come, that would be required to get board approval.
Okay.
And so obviously, if there was some type of event that the board thought was inappropriate, or you thought it would be inappropriately loud, you could take action and not approve that exemption.
Okay. All right, I'm fine with it.
Okay.
There's one, and I don't even say it'd be a technical change, but on the second page, there's an abbreviation, the OMUTCD. Could we perhaps spell that out for the type of barricade materials?
I don't know what that.
Home
Silas
manual,
says.
a
Silas
home
knows what
manual
that
of
is?
uniform
Okay.
track
Great.
devices or something like that.
So that Silas's knowledge isn't lost to time.
Wonderful. Yeah. That'll be on your tombstone.
Okay, any additional discussion on any administrative report items?
We need to talk about the special meeting.
Now, what about the sick leave donation policies? Did we discuss that?
We did not discuss it.
Does someone want to explain why we're
Mike, do
doing
you
that?
wanna do an
Or
overview?
just an overview, yeah.
So I think this is a good opportunity to practice, one of our core values, which is community. And basically, it's helping another employee out when they've run out of, accrued leave, that eligible employees can donate their sick leave to that employee.
Okay.
And it's pretty prescriptive on making sure that the donator still leaves a chunk for them and doesn't put them in.
Yeah, I think there's good checks and balances
Yeah.
built in for the donor and the recipient.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that that it's a qualified medical situation that's severe enough to warrant the donation.
And I know the fire department's been doing that for a couple decades.
Yeah, it's built into their contract.
Yeah, I know this was discussed like in the early 2000s, I think, for employees, and I remember it. And we, the trustees at that time did not do that. What if someone makes like $50 an hour, or they can donate their hours, it's hour for hour, it has nothing to do with the
Correct.
amount
It
of
would be
time.
received at the compensation that they were currently at.
Okay,
for
so
this.
you could have it either way, someone donating higher value sick leave
It'd be
to
a push. Yeah, it'd be a wash, basically.
But regardless, then that sick leave, we don't pay it out then, right? Do we have a policy to pay out sick leave, right, partially?
We
like
do.
50% or
But
something?
I think it said in there.
Right. This speaks to it, that
Yeah.
it wouldn't be eligible for any payout.
Right.
But we do in the handbook have a payout. for
Yeah, so, I mean,
unused
so regardless that,
But if like you donated your sick leave to me and then I had some left over, I don't get, and then I leave, I can't.
No, it would
get that.
revert back.
It goes
actually,
back to you.
Yeah,
It goes back,
if you
okay.
didn't use it all.
because do we, I forget, is it, how much, when someone leaves and goes to somewhere else, do they cash out their sick leave, or is it
They
50%?
can, up to 25%, but it's
Okay.
capped, and I don't remember exactly the amount that it's capped at, but there's a cap to it.
Okay, but you cannot cash out while you're here, right? While you're actually an active employee?
Correct.
Okay, and then, is it the same when a fire transfers to another township fire station? Don't they get more than the 25%? Do you know, Chief? I forget, it's been a while.
So
It's still 20, there's some law about that.
So in general, when you go from a township position to a township position, you start at the same vacation accrual rate that you left, from the position that you left, but you don't bring a bank with you unless there's some special negotiated, that's outside of the law, but with respect to the law, you do start at the same rate of accrual.
Okay, but not the sick time or anything?
Correct,
But you
just
get the
vacation.
same amount of vacation? Okay, I couldn't remember that law. Okay. Okay, I'm fine with it. I think it's a good idea.
Thank you.
Do we want to discuss the special meeting?
We can. I believe the Bryn Mawr Homeowners Association has requested that the board host a special meeting somewhat open house format. So I think they wanted to not only host that meeting for their homeowners association, but if there's anyone in the community that's interested in coming out and talking about concerns, community topics, we'll be happy to discuss those at that meeting as well. So we wanted to make sure that it was officially noticed. That way we could provide a public record for the meeting at the homeowners association's request.
And that is currently scheduled for Tuesday, September 16th at 6:30.
And it will be held in this room.
Or if I may, with one comment. Since this is a special meeting and it's kind of a unique meeting since it's more discussion oriented, just to keep in mind that your notice, which staff has a draft of the meeting notice, has to be posted at least 24 hours in advance, and it needs to outline the time, date, place, and purpose of the meeting. And so if the current notice discusses some general topics, I think roads and zoning, that type of thing, but if there are more specific topics that you think will be covered, I'd recommend that, let staff know so that way they can update the meeting notice. At least, again, 24 hours in advance, that's the key.
Do we have to, I know we typically record and broadcast our special meetings. Is that a township-based policy that we would need to do that for that meeting as well?
Correct. There's no law that requires that you record meetings, but if that's your standard practice for regular and special meetings, then I would say go ahead and record and stream it.
I imagine the residents are aware that they'll be speaking into a microphone, but hopefully everyone just feels comfortable with that because we want to answer any questions that the community has.
Should we indicate public comment on that notice then?
Yes.
Yeah, probably. I think it.
Are we going to,
believe
I'm
it
sorry,
said-
I don't mean to presume that they would allow public comment.
Yes, we are allowing public comment.
Okay.
So it does say, I believe it said, we'll make sure that it is updated to reflect public comment, because I think it just says discussion at this point.
So it could be any
Yeah,
topic under the
topics.
sun.
No.
No, just making sure that there's public
people can
comment
speak.
about
Okay, oh, gotcha.
specific, about topics.
So it should say public comment regarding roads and zoning.
Correct.
So if anyone
Wow.
has other questions, they get shut down.
Yeah. It says there that last bullet.
Pardon me. I don't think this is the updated. I think that in item 1, I would recommend including a general statement. Topics may include roads and zoning and any other topic included in the meeting notice, just so that way it's clear that the meeting notice can be updated.
Wait, what do you mean?
Is that possible to
Oh, okay, so in the future, it could be.
so that way the board
Yeah.
is setting the meeting notice, but that way, or I'm sorry, setting the meeting, but that way,
Included in the meeting notice?
yes.
And do we start with public comment and discussion? It's not really discussion, it's more of it's like a listening session for us, is really my understanding of what they're looking for.
I think for purposes of setting the meeting, I think this will be.
That's fine.
This
Okay.
gets you where you need to go, but including that kind of catch-all at the end, make sure that the meeting notice covers you in terms of agenda and how you want that to run.
Okay. So if we were to hear from the Bryn Mawr residents that they also want to discuss the color of our fire trucks,
Right.
we would list that off at that time. Okay. Which they're orange. Let's just make fire trucks orange.
Already adding a topic of discussion.
Right.
Any additional discussion or questions on the administration report? Okay, I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 25-235, adopt and approve Evans Farm event permit application.
Second?
Roll call. Trustee Knapp?
Yes.
Trustee Faust?
Yes.
Trustee Ringel?
Yes. I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 25-236, approving the sick leave donation policy.
Second?
Roll call. Trustee Knapp?
Yes.
Trustee Faust?
Yes.
Trustee Ringel?
Yes. I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 25-237, resolution requesting a special meeting.
Second?
Roll call, trustee Knapp?
Yes.
Trustee Faust?
Yes.
Trustee Ringel?
Yes. Thank you, Ms. Bunting. Next, I believe we have a couple of items under new business. Is Mr. Donaldson here this evening? Okay. No.
So this one is, this is a resident who reached out. He's having a jazz night on September 20th. And just because it's his 5th time he's had, my understanding, had this neighborhood gathering. And because we have a noise resolution, he wanted to be proactive rather than reactive and say, hey, this is an event that I'm having. I have invited my neighbors in a 2 to 4 street, radius of it. So I reached out to someone that we know. It's actually somebody who applied for your position, who lives down the street from him. And I was like, hey, are the neighbors cool with this? Like, is this, and he was like, oh yeah, everybody's cool with it. It's fine. It's a saxophonist. It's not like any rock concert or anything like that. So, and we are invited to attend. So that's what this one is.
Which one's that one?
This first one, the 5th annual jazz in the backyard. Page 17, where I saw it.
Yeah, he's great. He gives us all nice invitations.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Will you be there?
I might. I think last year we were out of town.
Okay.
So we missed it. But yeah.
Oh, if you all show up. Only
It's
if
a
you,
special meeting.
only if you discuss.
We cannot
township
discuss
business.
any township
Yeah, no-
business.
No township business.
Can't talk about the color of the fire trucks.
Yeah.
No color of the fire trucks in this one. Yep. So that's that one.
And then next, we have a,
So wait, would the neighbors be, let me see, they end at 10, so are the neighbors notified of this? Like, did we actually find out from all the neighbors within so many feet that this is not going to bother them? Because there might be,
Right, I mean, I talked to one neighbor that I know. And now we've got the approval from Donna, but that's 2.
Donna, what radius of people were polled? Because, how loud will the music be? It's not amplified?
I didn't attend last year, so I couldn't speak to that.
Because I wonder if it's amplified, if it's just someone playing a saxophone, that's not bad.
His promo video was like at, festivals, so that was amplified, but I can't speak to whether he will have a small microphone in the bell of his saxophone or not. I don't know.
I'm guessing it just all depends on the evening. There are some nights that I can hear the orange band.
The orange band?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So.
Shut that down.
Are schools, are they exempt from the noise ordinance?
Please, sorry, I didn't mean to open that can of worms.
I assume that they are. I assume they are. I just want to
tough
get
to
that
explain to your
direct.
son. Mom canceled band practice.
Yeah, the sheriff's office shows up.
Like, he's not a band anymore.
I hear this trombone.
Throw open the wagon. Oh my gosh.
I would think it would be exempt, but.
I would suspect that
I feel
they're
like we can't
exempt.
regulate government entities.
And,
Yeah.
No. By zoning, is it? I
Are
thought
they, I guess, well, and keep in mind, the noise ordinance only covers dealer permit establishments and
And
areas
residential.
zoned residential areas.
That is in residential.
No,
area.
So I don't know
They're
where all
zoned
of your
for-
schools
they're
are.
zoned.
Yeah, it's actually areas zoned for residential use.
There we go.
The majority, I think all the high schools are zoned FR1, so you could make the argument that, yes, they are subject to the noise resolution because it is a residential.
I think
I
government,
think you could also pass an exemption if it was a big concern.
I'm just saying, and since we're talking about that, but I thought that overall that other governmental entities are exempt from that, but we're not sure. We can find out.
I know that.
I appreciated this resident coming and asking for permission.
Yes, yeah,
Oh, no, that,
prospectively.
yeah, but I just want to make sure that, but everyone expects that. If you buy a house, I guess, near a school, you kind of know you're going to get that. My only concern would be that there's residents, I would like to know if it's amplified or not, or how loud it's going to be.
Robin, do you have any idea?
I do not.
Until 10 PM, that could be kind of annoying if you got little, Donna, did you say you have been ever to this?
No, I have not
Oh, never.
attended. Sorry.
How far away do you live from it?
I'm right off of Big Sur.
Have you ever
Yeah.
heard it before?
No, I wasn't in town. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't, I mean, if it's really loud, it could be a nuisance for several streets till 10 PM and, you know, I don't know. I would like to know if it's amplified. But if you guys already,
I think since the event has been going on for the past 5 years, and we haven't received any complaints yet, and the fact that Mr. Donaldson was proactively asking for this exemption rather than apologizing after the fact, I think it would be a gesture of goodwill to approve the waiver.
unless he did it because there were complaints and people were upset about it.
Yeah. But Donna and or I will be attending, so we will let you know post-event if it's amplified and we'll know for next year.
Yeah, but it'll be too late
But
then.
I know it's too late for this year, yeah.
Is the event, and so the event's until 10? I don't know. I just don't want to be hypocritical.
Well, we could discuss the next waiver and come back to the topic.
Yeah, I'm sorry, what day is that on, September?
September 20th.
Okay.
Our next meeting is the 17th, so we could ask him if it's amplified, and we would still have time to make
Yeah,
a
we could
decision
hold
prior
off
to the
on it. I mean, I
event.
guess he's still, well, because then he could still come and adhere to the noise, I mean, the whole thing doesn't have to get canceled, you know? The whole event doesn't need to be
Well, the
canceled.
whole event is the concert.
It's just the
It's like
concert.
hang out and visit and chat.
But I mean,
Party in
if the
backyard.
next meeting is on the 7th.
Oh, right, yeah.
I mean, you know, that's not very many days. Does anyone have his contact? Or who did someone talk to?
I have his email. I don't know if I have his phone number, but I have his email.
Oh, so he contacted you, Robin? Are you
Yes.
the one?
He stopped by our friendly zoning office.
Robin, do you know if the zoning department has received any prior complaints about?
Not to my knowledge.
Do you want to just?
I'm fine with approving the
I'm comfortable
waiver.
approving it, yeah.
We can postpone it to the next meeting if we'd like, but I'm ultimately comfortable with approving it.
Okay, do you want to go on to the next one?
We can, or we can take them one by one. Just go ahead and vote on this one.
Sure.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 25-238, a resolution to waive the provisions of the Noise Control Resolution, Resolution 13309, for 5th Annual Jazz Night in the Backyard on September 20th, 2025.
Second?
Roll call, trustee Knapp.
Abstain.
Trustee Faust.
Yes.
Trustee Ringel.
Yes. Our next resolution is a noise resolution waiver for Founders Festival that is going to be held at Evans Farm on September 27th, 2025.
So this is our event, and I don't even know if we need this because, at least in reference to the neighbors who have concerns on the south side of Lewis Center Road. If this is for neighbors who have concerns within the Evans Farm District, that's a different conversation. Our DJ is not going to be set up on the stage. Our event is not happening. It is centered around the part of Evans Farms that is west of the standardized building, but kind of split.
Market Street.
Yeah, it's centered on Market Street, and we'll use the area that is not currently developed yet to the west of that. So the DJ will be, do you know exactly what the location, Sydney? Have we determined that?
In the unpaved portion of Market Street.
So out in where the bounce houses are?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I have been to the farmer's market on a Saturday where they had, a small jazz trio or something within Market Street, and that was, you couldn't really even hear it at standardized, let alone multiple places. So I don't know that we need this unless we're just trying to dot our i's and cross our t's. I don't think this one's going to be concerned.
What kind of music is it?
It's just a DJ.
I don't want to say normal music.
Boombox.
Yeah. It's the same type of stuff we've had the last couple
Friendly
of years.
music, I guess.
Oldies.
Yeah.
Which is
oldies?
yacht rock.
Ooh, 80s, yeah.
80s.
I'm fine
80s,
with
guys.
it. If it's
Right.
80s, it's all good. Yeah,
So
so
if you want to
it's,
say the classics
Light
and
rock.
offend anyone.
Yeah.
but it's not amplified, it's just
it's
the
a-
music from last year, and it's not a live band, right?
No, it's not a band.
It's just,
it'll be a speaker. He'll have a speaker, but yeah.
I think families wouldn't want it to be very
Right, because it's
loud.
background music. That's the purpose of the event is not.
I mean, I would prefer not to violate the noise ordinance, but I don't think that we would. If, I mean, do you think we would? Would you be able to hear it? What is it, 100 feet off the property?
I don't believe it'll be a problem.
Okay.
And if it is, we will turn it down.
Right, or be cited. I don't know if that's even necessary, honestly. I mean, again, I'm feeling a little bit hypocritical with that one. Because I think it's not gonna be really loud, right?
Correct.
So just scratch that one?
Next resolution for discussion is a noise resolution waiver for Oktoberfest at Standardized Brewing on September 6th, this upcoming Saturday. And I think we've previously approved a special event permit for Oktoberfest at that location. Is that correct?
And this, my understanding, is that they are utilizing the stage.
Yes.
Okay. But I haven't talked to anybody I mean, as Evans had indicated to me that they were gonna, the sound engineer said that we could angle the speakers differently and something would make a difference, so I don't have clarification that they will do that. I mean, looking at my schedule, I can be there at 9 a.m. on Saturday. The football game was moved to 11, so I can have my face there and
My concern, if we were not to waive the noise resolution for this particular event, is that we had previously approved the event, I think with their thought in mind that there would be amplified sound. Now granted, the noise resolution is the law of the land and the township. So just because they submit an event permit saying that they're going to have amplified music doesn't mean that it can override current township resolutions. But given the fact that I think they were contemplating that, I'm in favor of waiving this particular event because of the prior approval of the event with the description that it was going to have amplified music.
What kind of music is there going to be? I think I ask this question for every single one of these. Like, is it
I went last year
live
and it was like
band?
I feel like it was like a
I hope
polka
it's
band.
Oompa. I mean, it's Oktoberfest.
Right, yeah, I mean, that was what I recall last year.
Was it loud?
Last year it was set up, they shut down Evans Farm Drive, and it was set up in the middle of the street, and it was projected down the street, so the sound was not bouncing off the buildings.
I'm not inclined to approve this one either, just for the aforementioned reasons. I mean, I don't know why they just can't keep the music at a normal level. I mean, and they haven't been very cooperative with turning down the music on their stage at this point, so I'd feel,
I'm not opposed to the music, I'm opposed to it being placed on the stage.
Yes. Yeah, because that's what people are
Because it's bouncing off the
complaining
building,
about.
and that's the whole problem.
Yeah, people are
So-
complaining about it, so why would we grant them an exception for this one?
Did they specify, I don't believe that they did, where they were going to have music in their application?
I'll have to look again at their application.
But even if they had music, it would have to be within our noise resolution, right? Unless otherwise.
Which again, as long as you don't set up on the stage that's directly in front of the building, it shouldn't be fine,
Right.
or significantly better.
But this would give them carte blanche to blast it as loud as they want. I mean, it could be twice as loud as it is now.
Are you looking at their application, Cindy?
I'm trying to find it.
Okay. Let me see if I can find anything anywhere that says something. Not a lot of information.
We're looking at what kind of music, or if it said there would be music?
I'm just trying to figure out where the, like, When,
My assumption is that they would use the stage, since
Correct.
they have a stage, a
Right,
formal
yes.
stage.
And again,
Or
I'm
there is
not-
a formal stage
I'm not
at
opposed
Evans
to the
Farm now.
music, I'm opposed to the band being on the stage.
It's
So,
nine.
If they can pivot and put the music somewhere that's not directly across from the building, I'm okay with that, because I don't think you're gonna have the sound bleed the way that you currently do.
Yeah, so then they
Julie,
would
can
need
we
this.
stipulate with the sound, a noise resolution waiver, that it's waived as long as, or conditioned upon, there not being amplified music on the stage owned by Evans Farm?
So if there, and I need to just drive by there. So if there are speakers next to the stage or outside, do you think that that
Again, it's
will-
more of the concern, is it in the same line as the building?
So
So if it was to the, if this is the the building, and this is the stage, if the music was being played here,
Oh, I
it's
see.
okay.
I see.
If the music was playing here, I'm okay with it. But it's just the fact,
I gotcha.
that's the challenge.
That's the bouncing.
Yeah, that's the
part.
bouncing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I think you could, I think you could do that. I have no idea in terms of what types of, what moving parts that the organizers would have to do and how they would have to modify and that type of thing. That's just something to keep in mind. The sheriff's office may get, it's more of enforcement side of things. I think the township would have to be very clear with the sheriff's office of if they're doing this, then they're in violation. If they're doing that, then they're okay. So do I think you could modify this to have a condition? I think you could. But it may be tricky to implement. There are just some unknowns.
Yeah, I can't imagine the sheriff's office trying to figure out where the speaker is, and they're on the stage, and one person's on the stage, and one person's.
And I don't know if it's speakers or if this is just like, you know, like you said, an oompa band, whatever those are called.
Polka?
Thank you, polka band, yes, thank you, that would be it. I'm not a beer drinker. So I don't know that there's amplification, because I think it's instruments. Right, like there's not necessarily speakers. Think you go to a orchestra concert, there's no microphones, it is just from the actual instrument, there's no amplification.
I was able to find the
Okay.
permit. The map that they sent us only labels the stage. It doesn't have anywhere else that shows that any other location they would be having music. They have 4 different live music setups for their schedule.
4 different ones, or all at
Like
the
4
same
different
time?
4
Groups.
different ones at different times.
Does it give us a map of what the, you know, like what's gonna be on Evans Farm Drive and what's gonna be on Market Street?
They have a map with numbers indicating vendors or
Yeah.
tents on Evans Farm Drive, as well as Market Street and Roosevelt. And they label the stage and food trucks.
Is there space, with your very smart eye, for the band to be moved, you know, on Evans Farm Drive? They're shutting that one down this time, correct? Like they have checked all the boxes for that one?
Yes.
I mean, last year they set up seats in front of on the street. They had, you know, brought in a raised stage. They were performing from the raised stage. There was like a football game behind it. And then there were chairs that were set up, which obviously they wouldn't have to do any of that because the stage is physically there. The seats are there. It's standardized. That's all, you know, just on the regular, that's there.
Their permit was approved with understanding that there will be an open lane on Evans Farm Drive, north and southbound.
Oh, so they will be driving through it. Okay.
Whether it's the booths are in the middle of Evans Farm Drive and there's space on the outside, or the booths are on the outside and the middle lane is open.
Okay, so putting a stage in the middle of Evans Farm Drive is not a possibility?
Correct.
Okay.
And it's 9 AM to 9 PM, so it's 12 hours of violation.
Does it say
potential.
when the groups are going to be performing?
The first group is scheduled for 9 AM to 12 PM.
And then what are the next?
1 PM to 3 PM, and then 4 to 5 PM, and 6 to 9 PM.
And what are the different groups?
There's different names. So there's live music Daniel Bell, live music Germania Hoskapel, live music DJ Trub, and live music Jamie Ravine. Those are the different groups that they have lined up.
So none of them say like the North Columbus Polka Band? It'd be so nice if they would actually come to the meeting and be able to give us some information.
There's a reason they're not. I mean, this is giving them carte blanche to play music as loud as they want for basically 12 hours.
Unless we can put some kind of condition on it.
How about they condition that they don't violate the noise resolution?
What's to the west of the stage on their layout for their event?
Bounce houses and a petting zoo and food trucks.
Literally right along that grassy area between between Lewis Center Road and the standardized parking lot?
Yes, according to the map that they presented to us.
Let's put the animals on the stage and then put the music to the
There you go.
west.
No amplified animals.
So can we put a condition that the music is being played from a space that's other than the stage?
I think you can put a condition. The problem is more information comes out. I don't know that the event organizers are going to be able to adapt to that. And obviously, they're not here, as you said.
Yep.
It would be nice if they were here. And so if the board puts a condition on it, there is the possibility that the event can't adhere to that condition, in which case they either won't have music or they will break the exception. And obviously, I don't think there's anybody in this room who can speak to that.
Well, if we do not approve the exception to the noise resolution, then they basically can't have music at all. That's more than 100.
It would have to be, yeah.
Right.
And where's their property line? 100 feet off of their property line? Which
Correct.
property line does that count? Is the whole Evans Farm or just the stage area?
I think that's part of the challenge in that.
100 feet from the property from which the noise emanates.
Yeah.
And
What
I
is
think
the-
there's the parcel that the stage is on. I think there's right of way, which includes actually there might be a little bit of property or another parcel that's part of Evans Farm, then the right of way, then obviously the neighbors.
Okay. So, I think here,
Another component, just as a kind of, obviously the 100 feet is a focal point of the restriction. There is language in here that deals with, the noise that is unreasonable and, a noise or disturbs the comfort, peace, and health of a person of ordinary sensibilities. Obviously, if you start to get calls to the sheriff's office, that probably reaches that threshold, but just something to keep in mind.
is that the stage?
No, the stage is
It's
out
right
here.
here, where
Yeah.
it's just not showing it,
Yeah, it's
okay.
not, that picture's not current.
And then if we grant them this, then other people might come in and request also that, I don't know who,
Well, this
but-
is like a signature event for them.
Yeah, but other
Yeah.
businesses then, I mean, you could have a number of other businesses, Average Joe's or whatever it is now. You know, they could come in and request the same thing, and I don't know how we could say no.
I do know the collective in Evans Farm has a DJ on Friday or Saturday nights, and we have not received any complaints about that noise.
Is that DJ outside?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So do we want to make a conditional approval?
I'm comfortable with the conditional approval. I don't know that it's enforceable, but that they're not projecting from the stage, because I believe that that is the problem, is the music being played from the stage. And if they want to have the music bad enough, then they can figure out a way to, reorganize the event, move this box here and move that box there, and they can still get their music, and they can still do the things they wish.
Or not
to do.
violate the noise resolution from the
Or choose to-
stage?
Correct, yeah, or choose to, yeah.
Then they would need this then, right?
Correct.
Right, because I mean, I just think this is, they can just, they have carte blanche to just blast it using any number of techniques. I just want them to be good neighbors. That's part of the original deal when they came through for zoning. They said they would be good neighbors.
Okay, Julie, so what did we just say?
So is the condition that, and pardon me, let me pull up. That's what we were talking about. Okay, so the condition would be that, music shall not, okay.
Either it follows the noise resolution and that it is, they can be from the stage as long as they can't hear it more than 100 feet off the property line. That's always allowed.
But then why do they need it?
The
Eric, do
waiver
you
would
have
be the
the-
condition that,
Correct. So I think that Eric, do you have the resolution pulled up? Okay. I will come down in a moment. So I think in terms of,
Do you want a 5-minute recess?
sure, that'd be
Okay,
great.
great.
well, I'll take a 5-minute recess. All right, we're back from our recess. I believe we have a modified resolution.
Yes, so two main changes. The first is in the second whereas, which describes the activities that are exempt from the waiver, or I'm sorry, the exemption. The event will have family activities, entertainment, live music, exempting any activity that may occur on the stage located at Evans Farm. So it's clear that what you're approving the exemptions for does not cover anything occurring on the stage. And then Eric, if you'll scroll down a little bit. Under section 1, the noise resolution is waived as they relate to the activities, subject to the following conditions. 1, activities shall not occur later than 9 p.m., which that was already in the prior draft. 2, no activity occurring on the stage located at Evans Farm shall be exempt from the provisions of this noise resolution. I think that those, quite frankly, I think those revisions are it's probably a bit duplicative. I think it's a bit belt and suspenders, but just so that way it is clear, whatever is happening on that stage is not, or it still remains subject to the conditions of your noise resolution. Any thoughts, questions, comments?
Could you go back up real quick? Okay, wait. Where does it say exempt? Yeah, the family. Exactly. There we go. That's exactly the part I was looking. Exempting. Is that the right place for that? Exempting any, the event will have family activities, entertainment, and live music, exempting any activity that may occur on the stage. That just reads a little bit.
So another option could be just to remove, I added exempting any activities located on the stage. We could basically revert that, just so that way it says the event will have family activities, entertainment, and live music. And leave it there.
And
then just include the condition down below.
Under section 1. Because in that last whereas above the bold, it says it's requested a waiver for the events.
So I think, Eric, in the second whereas, delete everything after, too far.
Except for not the activities.
So include parentheses, the activities, basically from exempting to farm.
You can take farm.
Yeah, you can take farm out too. Probably take that comma out as well.
I think you need the parentheses, but no comma.
Yeah, delete the comma, but yeah, include parentheses.
The activities.
Yeah, the parentheses inside the semicolon. That's fantastic.
I like that.
That's a dang exemption.
That was intentional.
Okay.
The only thing worse than editing a Word document is doing it live.
You're doing a great job, Eric.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Okay, so then the noise resolutions are hereby waived, subject to the following condition: no activity occurring on the stage shall be exempt from the provisions of the noise resolution.
So, and then will we reach out to them? Okay.
I'll send them a copy of this and explicitly state the conditions.
Okay, and then can you give them a call and just also in layman's speak, download this? Thank you.
And you will also notify the sheriff's office.
Yes.
What, I'm sorry, what?
Just let them know.
And the sheriff's office, okay.
They were a part of the permitting approval process.
And looking at my schedule this weekend, just for another layer, once I get my kids started in this SAT Essentials class at 9 a.m., I will pop over and just poke my nose around. Which I wasn't able to do last weekend when the sound engineer came out, because I was out of town.
So as long as the music is not on the stage, it can be as loud as they want.
We don't want it to be, again, I think the problem is that it's bouncing off the building.
Yeah, but that doesn't prohibit them from making it really loud.
a motion?
Sure. You want me to motion it?
Sure.
Okay. I make a motion to approve Resolution 25-239, a resolution to waive the provisions of the noise control resolution, Resolution 13-309 for Oktoberfest at Standardized Brewing on September 6th, 2025.
Second?
Roll call, trustee Nab?
No.
Trustee Faust?
Yes.
Trustee Ringle?
Yes. And then I don't believe we have any additional new business or old business before us today, correct? Seeing none, I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 25-241, meeting adjournment. 240.
Second? Is it my turn?
Roll call, trustee Nab?
Yes.
Trustee Faust?
Yes.
Trustee Ringle?
Yes, meeting adjourned.